welcome you tonight to the Monroe High School Gymnasium on the hill above Monroe, right next to the prison, and that's where we are for tonight's game between the Monroe Bearcats and the Kamiak Knights. Hello everybody, Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. Glad you're with us here on this Friday night from Monroe. And Alex, you think, well, maybe one of these teams, neither one of these teams is going to win the Wesco 4A championship, but this is a huge game for both.
Yes, exactly, Tom. Huge game. Glacier Peak 10-0. With a few games left in the year, it's going to be tough to catch them. But for second place in that automatic bye to the semifinals, Monroe at 8-2 in league play, Kamiak at 6-3. So this is a huge game, led by some stars too, with Colby Kyle and Carson Tuttle. So I'm excited to be here, watch this game tonight.
And we talk about getting right to the semifinals means you don't have to go through the losers bracket, and you're ready to go win one, and you're at the state tournament.
Exactly, too. Win one state tournament. Also, some of those games could be hard to get up for if you have to play the last seed, and you never know what could happen in the upset. So take care of business tonight. You'll take care of yourself going into the semifinals, get you that much of a step closer.
And a couple of players that are going to go on and play in collegiate ranks, and one of them is being introduced right now, and that's Carson Tuttle of the Kamiak Knights.
Carson Tuttle, Texas A&M Commerce commit, had a 50-point game in a holiday tournament over the holiday weekend down for the Christmas down. I think it was in California. Lead guard, going to shoot the three. Colby Kyle going to Princeton for Monroe. He is a tall 6'7". We walked right by him coming into the stadium today. Very tall, a lot taller than me.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, it's a very tall 6'7", very lanky too. But we're excited. Two stars that are leading it out for the teams here tonight.
And Colby Kyle leading the way, and he's been like a 4-year starter here for the Monroe Bearcats. Great player Carson Tuttle. In fact, we saw Carson Tuttle 2 years ago at Snohomish High School in a district game. He buried a 3-ball from midcourt to send the game to overtime, and then he buried a 3-ball from midcourt to win the game at the end of the first overtime period.
Got some range as soon as he gets off the bus. Gotta love it.
Yeah, he's the guy, the green light as soon as you get off the bus. Exactly. So coming into this game, as Alex mentioned, Glacier Peak at 10-0 in league play, 15-1 overall, and they're just rolling through the Wesco 4A. Monroe at 8-2 in league play, 13-3 overall. Kamiak just a game behind at 6-3 overall, or 6-3 in league play and 8-7 overall. We'll take a break. We'll come back, have tonight's opening tip-off and starting lineups right here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
It's Western Conference basketball action. The Wesco 4A on the docket tonight. The Kamiak Knights and the Monroe Bearcats. Monroe out there on the floor, and they're ready to go in their home white uniforms. Nice crowd on hand. You know, Alex, it's Monroe, and it's a Friday night. You got to go to a hoops game.
You got to go to the game, see everything that's going on, and two great teams in a powerhouse matchup today playing for that second place. So like to see it all out on the floor today.
And Kamiak comes out in their black uniforms with purple numbers. The ball is in the air, and we are underway. It'll be controlled by the Monroe Bearcats. We'll give you the starters as we go along. Isaiah Cole playing with that heavy knee brace on his left knee. He's a football star as well. Out on top of the key, that is Colby Kyle. Kyle at 6'7", as we mentioned, on his way to Princeton, but underneath going in for the lay-in, Spencer Davidson. You can't just concentrate on Colby Kyle.
Yeah, I was about to get to that, Tom. Some of the role players that are going on today beyond the stars of Colby Kyle and Carson Tuttle, those are the guys who are going to step up in games like this and potentially, get the W later on down the road.
Now Kamiak with the basketball. Tuttle up fakes for a three. Interesting, Kyle is out on a Tuttle, body on the floor. That's Isaiah Cole. Thought he was going to get an offensive charge. He didn't, but more importantly, they got the basketball off the miss, and it'll be controlled here by Monroe. Bearcats in white moving to our left, trimmed in orange and black. That's Cole, top of the key. Down low you go. Little double spin move, turn, face, fire, won't go from 5 feet away for Colby Kyle. And here comes Kamiak out of backcourt, and that is Tuttle. Carson Tuttle will miss it from about 16. Ball knocked away. They'll keep it alive and head over to the left-hand side for an outside shot that will not go, and it'll be controlled by Monroe. Bearcats with a 2-0 lead, and a long outside shot by Cole that won't go. And the rebound taken down.
Don't take a deep breath, man. It's going back and forth real fast. I'm getting tired up here just watching.
These guys like to go. Tuttle guarded by Kyle. Interesting defensive matchup on the defensive end. Little overreach there. They're going to get Daniel Sharp. No, they're going to say he's going to be pushed from behind. And they're going to
I think it was Efton Chisholm.
Yeah, Efton Chisholm III, the wide receiver, the sophomore, will pick up the foul. His first personal foul, first team foul, Kamiak basketball. Tuttle baseline. That's Sharp. Tuttle on the dribble. 5 seconds into the shot clock. They swing it right side. That's Fitzpatrick. Closed off there. Kyle kind of went down there and just said, yeah, not yet. Tuttle, left wing. He likes it from out there. He'll back away from the defense. 15 to shoot. Now he found himself an opening, but that three won't go. The tap up won't go. One more time it won't go for Braden Leary, and he's going to have to earn them at the free throw line and try to give Kamiak their first points of the ball game. He could tie it with a couple of free throws.
With Colby Kyle playing defense on Tuttle out there, probably long arms, going to have a good contest on the shot, but it pulls Colby Kyle away of getting those rebounds. So it puts your big guys on maybe their number 4, number 3 for Monroe height-wise. So something to look forward towards as the game goes on is the rebounding for each team if Colby Kyle still stays on Tuttle throughout.
Braden Leary at the free throw line misses the free throw or the foul. Next one up, and it is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. So he missed them both, couldn't hit either one, and it will be now controlled by the Monroe Bearcats.
Looks like Kamiak going a little full court press, a little 1-2-2, slow Monroe's offense down. They saw me getting tired up here. They want to make sure I get a couple of deep breaths.
As they bring it up the floor. They're working in the corner, left side. Davidson tried a little move to the baseline. They're going to call him for the offensive charge. Or did they say he stepped out of bounds? I think he just stepped out of bounds. So give it right back over to Kamiak, yet to put it in the bucket. About 2.5 minutes into the contest. Kamiak in black moving to our right. That's Tuttle. Love the way he gave himself some space that last possession.
He is quick, for sure. Quick as a hiccup.
That's Olsen, closed at the baseline. Kick it back out. Coming down is Fitzpatrick, and a foul is going to be called. A little reach-in foul. The officials tonight, Todd Weber is the referee. The umpires, Brandon Moen and Jeff McClellan. That'll be Jeff McClellan will make that call. Now sub for Kamiak.
First foul on Colby Kyle. Something to just keep an eye on.
Jordan Meyer checks in. Landon Overturf checks in for the for the Knights. Tuttle. I still think it's interesting you put the big 6'7" guy out on the point guard.
It looks like they're switching screens as they go on there with that kind of discombobulation that was happening up top. Who's going to take who? So
17 to shoot, open three, down it will go, and that will be Kamiak's lead in the ball game. Our first lead change, first points of the ball game for the Knights.
That was a pure looking Jimmy there from the top of the key. Top of the key three-pointer. Gotta love it.
Kyle comes over, long outside three ball that won't go. Tip jam won't go. One more time won't go for Colby Kyle. He'll have to earn him at the free throw line.
Whoa, he got up there. Flight 33 taking off.
He got hops. Yeah, Monroe International just cleared for takeoff. It looked cool, but you know what? Didn't go in.
Didn't go in, but hey, let's see if he can earn him here.
But he'll earn him at the free throw line. Colby Kyle at the stripe. Foul on Sharp, his first. First free throw won't go. All he can do now is tie. And Taylor Sturgeon will come in for Monroe. Next one by Kyle will go, and that ties the ball game. We had one lead change, one tie. Kamiak's led by 1. Monroe is led by 2. Close ball game here early on. Low scoring ball game early on. Coming up on halfway through the first quarter, and we've got 6 points total. Take the under.
Exactly, take the under. I like the defensive battle.
Here's a shot of the way. That's going to be, he thought he got fouled. Ooh. In fact, Jordan Meyer looks at the official and taps on his arm and says, hey, I think I got fouled.
If that was a number 33, Colby Kyle. Oh.
Nope, they're going to get Efton Chisholm
with the reach.
He's going to pick up the foul. That's his second personal. And so Landon Overturf goes to the free throw line, trying to break the tie. He does not. Neither team much success yet early on here in the at the free throw line. Efton Chisholm has to sit. Colby Kyle will take a seat here with 4:24 to go in the first quarter. He's got one foul. I wonder if that's just a little preventive medicine here.
Yes.
Next free throw is up and in. Our second lead change of the ball game. Kamiak with the lead. Bounce it down low. That's
great attacking defense right there.
Yeah, Davidson had a 20 to shoot. Double teamed. Cross court it goes. And now we're going to have a foul away from the basketball. The basketball went out to Cole out by this center line, but they're going to call a foul underneath for a little hold. And they're going to call this one on Kamiak's Patrick Olson, his first. And the second team foul, and out of bounds now. Monroe with it in their front court as they work the perimeter. Cole with it.
I'm always excited to see the first out of bounds play of the game, because that's what coach has been working on all week, seeing film and everything. He sees something, he thinks he's going to get it here with this.
Here's a shot up, 2 bodies on the floor. The second chance opportunity there is up and in. Up and in for the Monroe Bearcats, and it's a 5-4 lead. 5-4 lead for Monroe, so they retake the lead. Our third lead change in this ball game, and we've only had 9 points scored. Tuttle with it. He feels it, puts it up, won't go. And the rebound's going to be taken down for the Bearcats. Sturgeon. Cole between the circles. Again, they'll work the perimeter here. Colby Kyle's on the bench with 1 foul. Chisholm with 2 fouls. So a couple of subs in there as they'll work it around Davidson. As Cole has it. Back over down to 7 to shoot. They're still working the perimeter. Somebody's got to take the bull by the horns, and it's going to be knocked away down to 2 to shoot. They're not going to get a shot off. Cole and puts it in. They say no.
Heck of a shot, though, by Cole. Brownie points, though. You never know those can ever come up.
The no look from the logo shot, and it goes down, but it will not. How did that go through? But it was too late. So turnover on the shot clock violation, so it'll be back over to Kamiak with it. Knights down by 1. Low-scoring ball game. We'll probably say that all night long. As they work it on top, here's a shot on the way. Dead on 3 balls up and good by Patrick Olson. Buries it, and he says, Carson's not the only one that can shoot threes. Back to a Kamiak lead now.
Going back with the pressure, slowing them down. It's causing a little bit of havoc.
That's 10 seconds.
Yep.
Because you look at the shot clock, it's at 24. That's 11 seconds. It didn't happen.
Coach Ben Williams is hot over here on the Monroe sidelines, too. Fun fact, though, before I go that, used to coach at Skyline High School, my alma mater.
Ben Wilson did? Ben
Williams.
Williams, okay.
After I left. I'm getting old over here. After I left, though.
Yeah, you're ancient.
Yeah.
Was he head coach or was he?
He was head coach.
Okay.
About 2 coaches after I left.
They went through a slew of coaches. You haven't been gone that long.
Yeah.
Here's Kamiak. Offensive foul is going to be called. You can't lower the shoulder. And that will be the call there against Landon Overturf. He's a big kid, too, and you just kind of said, I need a little more space.
Colby Kyle drew that charge. If that's a block, that's number 2 on him in the first quarter.
Ball's nearly knocked away. In fact, it is, but it's going to be flagged down and grabbed for Monroe. Rubalcaba has it, and Cole, long cross court, kind of a strain. It looked like his last shot, but that pass is going into traffic. And head coach Ben Williams didn't like that either. 7-5 lead for Kamiak. We're in the first quarter. And they will whistle the foul here against Landon Overturf, his second personal. We're all even up at 4 team fouls each. Sturgeon with the 35 on his back will throw it into Cole. So they dump it down low, back out top of the key. That's Kyle. Any questions?
I was about to say, he's a glider. Just looked natural. Long steps, went up right to the rim, elevation.
Yeah, that's a good term, a glider.
Yep.
He just glides on in there. Our second tie of the ball game. It's 7-7 the score. Down low they go. Little backdoor lob inside for the bucket. Up and good for Braden Leary. With 1:23 to play in the opening quarter. Full court pressure. And there's glide, another glider.
He was pointing up there for the alley-oop.
Yeah, he was.
Want to bring the house down.
And we're tied at 9. Coming up on a minute to play in the quarter. Tuttle looks for a screen, finds one, then he immediately picks up another defender. So he says, yeah, watch this. Any questions there about shooting right straight? He likes it right straight, dead on top of the key. Here's a steal and a bucket, and it's up and good.
The full court press.
Nicely done there by Patrick Olson, and suddenly it's a 5-point lead for the Monroe Bearcats, their biggest lead of the ball game. Trying to answer on the other end, won't go for Sturgeon with 34 seconds to go, about a 2-second differential. Long outside Tuttle shot that won't go. Rebound grabbed by Kyle. It kind of volleyballs it forward. And now they'll play for one shot with 24 seconds to play in the first quarter. Olson to Kyle, 17 to go. Cole with it. Kind of glances at the clock with 11, with 10.
They want Kyle in the post. Little sunrise, sunset, maybe. One of my personal favorites.
Got it. Goes to the baseline, glides out, and now down to 2 seconds. Grabbed by Tuttle. He can't get the handle. He could never get the handle on it after he got the basketball. We played one quarter at Monroe High School tonight. Our score, the Kamiak Knights 14, the Monroe Bearcats 9. You're watching high school basketball at STSPN.com.
You know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And we welcome you back here to Monroe High School, where the Kamiak Knights have now a 14-9 lead over the Monroe Bearcats. McLean Thompson checks back in for the Bearcats. So we're halfway there to our goal tonight, finding out who number 5 and number 50 are. Not on any roster. I'm guessing JV, and that's what McLean Thompson is. Here's Colby Kyle, buries it from about 16. Check it.
That was Patrick
Olson, excuse me.
Patrick Olson, that's his second 3 of the night, too, helping Tuttle out and helping the Kamiak Knights.
And it's an 8-point lead for the Knights. Now, here's Colby Kyle. Can he answer on the other end? Well, I thought maybe he'd turn and fire, and he didn't. They'll work it over. Thompson They're looking for Kyle, but he's really being defended well. He did like 2 guys always around him, 1 guy in front, 1 guy in back. Now Kyle he will shoot there, and he will put it down from 3-ball range. So it just took about 12 more seconds to where I thought he was going to shoot before. It's a 5-point lead for Kamiak on Monroe's home floor on a Friday night.
And that was Colby Kyle's unofficial through me 8th point of the ball game.
Tuttle is going to get fouled. Foul's going to be called, and no shots here.
That was on number 50, Sam Olson.
There's our goal.
Yeah, there's Pictionary, Scrabble, throw everything else in there.
So 50 is Sam Olson, a couple of JV players that are playing on the varsity level, but this is even the roster that was handed out at the door tonight, the mystery players. But you know what? You go to games every Friday night and Tuesday night, you know who the guys are. You don't even need a program.
Exactly.
But for some of us, you can't tell the players without a program. And here's Carson Tuttle will bury one from about 14 feet away. Opens up one more time, a 7-point lead. Monroe's led by as much as 8. And Kamiak by as much here now as 7 points. Kamiak with the 7-point lead.
Isaiah Cole with the personal foul there on the charge.
And he's staring down the official like, what? Say what?
He is a physical player all the way from the football field here down to the basketball court too.
And unafraid at a small stature. Todd Weber kind of saying, really? He goes, yeah, probably. Okay. He'll accept it. As kind of working out. No one to pass to, so Fitzpatrick just starts the dribble and dribbles between the defender. Back out to Tuttle again. 14 to shoot. 7-point lead for Kamiak. He'll have one-hand pass over to the right side. That will go off the side by Fitzpatrick. And Cole grabs the rebound for the Bearcats. Feed it over to Thompson. Back up over around as they work the perimeter down low. They go. It's going to be closed off there for Sturgeon. Back out. That's McLean Thompson. Too hard. No good. Put back. No. Kyle, yes.
Count it.
As Spencer Davidson grabbed the rebound, he was going to go back up, and then he thought, well, you know what? There's Colby. He's kind of our star player. Let's give him. And it's going to be an and 1 coming up here for Colby Kyle.
When you're 6'7", it's easy to get to the ball to the hoop. Now he's here for the and 1, too. A little contact on the play.
Dakota Buing checks in for Kamiak. 5:35 to go, first half. Kyle will try to eat into that deficit. He does and completes the 3-point play, and it's a 4-point lead for Kamiak. And Tuttle has it. Long cross court.
Looks like Monroe went to a little bit of a zone after that spurt by Kamiak to end the first quarter.
There's a shot. That's a nice looking shot from the left baseline up and in by Patrick Olson.
Mr. Olson, 2 threes. That nice runner right there. Solid 8 points.
Give it down low. Sturgeon, little pull up, little stutter step there for a second, then put it up and in. And again, a 4-point lead for Kamiak. See if the Knights will answer on this end. They do. Backdoor lob and 1 coming up here. They got it to Braden Leary. He turned. I think he was surprised there was no defender there. And there's a spot where he glides too. He glided right to the hoop and
yeah,
put it
hybrid
in.
of both right there. That's just not a good foul. That was still an easy layup. Got a little bit of contact in the back. Didn't affect him whatsoever. He's a big guy too.
So that'll be Leary at the free throw line. Again, Kamiak battling, trying to catch Monroe in the standings and get that number 2, the coveted number 2 spot behind Glacier Peak. They're 1 game back. Monroe at 8-2. Kamiak at 6-3.
Kamiak with the press.
And they go down low, turn, face, fire, and in for the Monroe Bearcats, Spencer Davidson.
One of my favorite parts about basketball, the mid-range Jimmy, the mid-range jumper.
My radio broadcast partner, Bill Kusser, loves it. What happened to the jump shot? The 10-footer.
It's all about dunks, 3-pointers, and Snapchat now. So
yeah. Those you millennials. They want it over and back. They're not going to get it. They're going to get Carson Tuttle burying a 3 instead. Ouch. That pours salt in the wound to the Monroe Bearcat faithful on hand here and opens up again an 8-point lead for the Kamiak Knights, equaling their biggest lead of this game.
Unofficial 11 points for Carson Tuttle.
How about Colby Kyle? What does he have with that 2-point bucket right there?
I got to carry the 7. I got 13, Tom.
Okay, 27-21, under 4 minutes to play first half. They've picked up the scoring pace here in this second quarter. But around the defender there was Buing. Back out. There's a like on a 3 that won't go for Meyer. The fans are doing some officiating up here in the hinterlands.
Yeah. Wanted the over to the back call. He's a little bit shorter than Colby Kyle. He's just trying to get a little tip in there.
So Cole will bring it up. Now it goes to Davidson in the paint, puts it up a little too hard off the front, clanks off the front of the iron, and Kamiak will bring it out. That's Buing, dumps it down low off the hip and back up, looking for travel, not going to get it there. Jordan Meyer with the miss. Cole grabs the rebound for the Bearcats.
What's big about these misses down here for Kamiak the last few possessions, Kamiak can't get in their full court presses, which has been giving Monroe havoc.
Cole swatted out of bounds. Swat there by Patrick Olson. So Monroe will retain possession with 21 to shoot.
He said,
He said, get that thing out of here. And a timeout called on the floor by the by the Kamiak Knights. We'll take a break. 3:02 to go in the first half. Our score, 27-21. 6-point lead for Kamiak. You're watching STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
On the inbounds, Monroe, they drew up a play and they got it right into the guy that they wanted, and it's in for Taylor Sturgeon. And it's 27-23, Kamiak by 4. Now Knights in black, and it's going to be taken away by Isaiah Cole. Feeds it, backdoor, lobs. Nope, stepped out of bounds.
If he would have dunked that, I would have just gone in your car, taken your keys, and left.
You would just be done. Good night, everybody.
See ya. See you around football season.
But he didn't.
I like that.
You know what that was? That was a turnover.
I know.
Here's another turnover. They try to rifle pass underneath. Probably not what the coach was looking for Dakota Buing there. And it's going to be a foul here. Monroe's going to keep possession in front court, and they'll whistle this one on Buing. So he committed the turnover on one end and the foul on the other end. We halfway to a hat trick.
Something to note, Tom, both teams in the 1-and-1 next foul.
As they swing the perimeter right side, Cole open 3, too hard, no good. Offside board down by Sturgeon. They'll reload the offense. That means going down to Kyle. Low post, step through, move, won't go. Have to earn him at the stripe.
He wanted that one too.
There's another glide play. You can see he's got the wrap on his left wrist. He injured himself, missed a couple of games a few weeks ago. But back for the stretch run going to the district tournament here in 2 weeks.
Senior season, put some tape on it. He'll be ready to roll.
Free throw will go number 1, and that is a 3-point lead. The foul was called on Patrick Olson, his second, both teams in the bonus. 7 team fouls, 2:09 to play, first half. Could be a 2-point ball game with the next free throw. It is. So from 8 points up, now Kamiak is 2 points up. 27-25, they have the basketball. That's Carson Tuttle on his way to play at Texas Commerce next year.
Texas A&M Commerce.
Texas A&M Agriculture and Mining Commerce in Commerce, Texas. Did you get the previous name of that school? It was a different name.
I did not.
We'll get that. Dribble drive, Tuttle, nice move, but a bad pass. It's going to go out there. It's going to be I'm not sure the official was going to call over back because I thought maybe Cole touched it. And then if he didn't, then grabbing it was Buing, who traveled with it anyway.
If that call wasn't an over and back, I think the Monroe fans would have gotten up and ran onto the floor.
Taken my keys and driven home.
Yeah, exactly. They would have been me. We would have carpooled.
Isaiah Cole. That's Colby Kyle. Back
Oh,
spin.
up and under.
Up and under. And what does that do? Ties the ball game for our 4th time today. It's 27-all with 1:25 to go in the first half.
Monroe has a lot of length with Kyle at 6'7", Sturgeon playing on the outside of that zone at 6'3", and then 6'5" from Spencer Davidson.
Buing with the miss. Back out for a shot from outside with a miss for Connor Fitzpatrick. And Monroe will own the basketball and a chance to take the lead. Monroe is led by only 1 point early on in this ball game. Again, 4 lead changes, 4 ties in the game. And Isaiah Cole chatting with his teammates as they bring it out of backcourt. Luis Rubalcaba is the number 20 out in the right corner, but they're going to go down to Kyle again. Off the window, too hard. Buing grabs the rebound.
Good defense.
Tuttle, pull up. Yes. No.
He wanted the foul there.
He did want the foul, and I thought it was going down, and it was offline, though. It would not go for Carson Tuttle. And they're going to call the foul here on Kamiak's Connor Fitzpatrick, trying to grab that unexpected rebound. I'm guessing with Kamiak, when Tuttle shoots, you just expect it to go in.
Exactly, too. Jordan Meyer on this last possession over here for the Kamiak Knights. Great defense on Colby Kyle. Hands straight up, didn't come forward. Made it a tough shot.
Taylor Sturgeon at the line hits the first, and that will give Monroe the lead. Our 5th lead change of the ball game with 53 seconds to play in the first half. Next one, yes, hits them both. 2-point lead. Here's Tuttle. Will he stop at the top? No, he's going to dump it over to Buing. He goes into the paint. Probably too
length.
much of a crowd. Yeah, tapped away and grabbed by Colby Kyle. 28 to shoot, 33 on the game clock, first half. Sturgeon.
Too late to go for the 2-for-1.
It's Kyle, Rubalcaba, Cole, Sturgeon, 3, rattles, went deep, kicked back up, and then dropped back through. And that is Monroe's biggest lead of the ball game, up 32-27, 12 seconds to go. One shot here for Kamiak. Tuttle. He will get the foul this time. He knew he was. He went into the double team and then just said, okay, I'll wait till somebody rakes me across the arm, and they did, and he'll go to the free throw line.
When you're a big scorer like him, he knows someone's going to be jumping at him, trying to get a block shot right there, so he played it to his own advantage.
Picking up the foul will be Isaiah Cole, his second, 8th team foul. Free throw, good for Carson Tuttle. We'll see if there's a lob here at the end of the first half for the Monroe Bearcats. Perfect. Here comes Cole. Gets to the center line, goes over. Sturgeon shoots. You thought it was going in.
I thought he was going in. He had 2 free throws over there, 3 over there. He's got range as soon as he gets it off the bus, too, just like Tuttle.
So we have played the first half of a really entertaining ball game so far.
Very, very entertaining. I love it.
And a couple of collegiate-bound basketball players are doing battle here, and we've got a half of basketball to go. Anybody's game. Our score at the half, it's the Monroe Bearcats 32 and the Kamiak Knights 29. You're watching high school basketball on STSPN.com. And welcome back to Monroe High School, and the Monroe Bearcats will have the ball to start the second half here, and the score at 32-29, Monroe with a 3-point lead. Who would you like scoring-wise?
So far, unofficially 3, I have Carson Tuttle with 13, and Mr. Patrick Olson with 8, Colby Kyle with 17, and Taylor Sturgeon. Oh, man, now I got to add now even more. And Taylor Sturgeon with 7 points.
That was Kyle, 35-29 now. Monroe out by 5, equaling their biggest lead of the ball game. Kamiak in the black jerseys, the visitor tonight. A reverse lay-in won't go for Daniel Sharp, and Sharp gets fouled on the way down. It'll be a foul called here against the Monroe Bearcats. Kamiak beat Monroe the first time they met earlier in the season, 58-53. So Monroe trying to even the score here on this Friday night in Monroe. The foul was called on Monroe's Taylor Sturgeon, his second personal foul.
What I liked about that play through Daniel Sharp, kept the ball up high and went right up to the basket after his drop step too. Didn't make the layup, but got the foul call.
So another one here for Sharp. It will go. And it's 34-30, 4-point lead for the Monroe Bearcats.
After the made free throw, Kamiak right back in their 1-2-2 zone. Good break.
Give it down, going in. Chisholm will miss it, won't go. Rebound, grabbed down by Kamiak. Daniel Sharp. Knights down by 4. They're going to call a, they're going to say stepped out of bounds. stepped on the end line, and it'll be a turnover to Monroe. Both teams got wins on Tuesday night. Monroe beat Lake Stevens 63-53, and while Kamiak beat their cross-district rival Monroe Bearcats, or Mariner Marauders, 62-36. So both teams with wins on Tuesday night. Here is Isaiah Cole, kind of airmailed it out of there, kind of, I think, barely touched the side of the iron. Yeah, just enough to not go out of bounds.
Shot it with a lot of confidence, though.
Yes, he did. Tuttle, as they work it around, Tuttle will get it back. Boy, they left him open for a moment, and they're going to have a hand check foul. They're going to say there's going to be a foul here, and this is going to be, that'll be Colby Kyle. Yeah. Boy, that was not much of a foul.
I thought he blew right past him. He is quick, and he's got all the moves.
Tuttle with it. Second personal on Kyle.
Efton Chisholm sat out a good chunk of that first half with those 2 fouls and has enough quickness to hopefully stop Tuttle a little bit.
Tuttle with it. Guarded by Chisholm, the sophomore. Fadeaway jumper from 14 won't go. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Spencer Davidson. Cole with it. Kyle, nice give and go. Got it down, but it wouldn't go for Spencer Davidson. Breaking through the lane. Kyle just kind of left it there, just hung it out in the air, saying, here, you take it when you go by. He did, but he missed the bucket, got fouled on the way up. He'll have to earn him at the stripe.
That would have been a huge 3-point play. 7-point lead for Monroe, too. A little bit of momentum shift. Crowd would have went wild. Got to hit the free throws.
Missed the first free throw. Braden Leary with the foul, his first team foul of the second half. Halftime, Jackson leading Cascade in boys basketball 27-24. So a close one over at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. I'm familiar with that place.
Me too, Tom. Me too.
Here's Tuttle. Corner pocket for a 3. Down it will go for Connor Fitzpatrick. Tuttle with the assist. Fitzpatrick with the bucket. And it's a 1-point lead for Monroe. Full court pressure. Kyle looking for Chisholm. Oh, he got it. Found it for some reason. And then Sturgeon will shoot from outside. No. Tap up will go for Colby Kyle.
Just went to the 20-point mark with the 21 points with that tip in.
Stayed with it off the miss, and it's 36-33, back to a 3-point lead for the Bearcats on their home floor. Carson Tuttle up fake, goes around 2 defenders, falls down on his wallet. Boy, he's probably not carrying a wallet right now, but he fell down anyway, got hit. And he'll go to the free throw line.
I am impressed with Carson Tuttle. How quick he is. He's got a good-looking mid-range jumper, too. Not all about the 3.
I don't know if he got moisture on his shoe or if his ankle's kind of bothering him. He's kind of rubbing things around.
Some moisture on the floor.
Yeah. Efton Chisholm picks up the foul. That's going to be his 3rd. I think they like his tenacity when he's out there, especially on the defensive end against Carson Tuttle.
Exactly.
So Tuttle at the free throw line. His Kamiak Knights down by 3. The first one is good. Just about perfect. I didn't see if he does what we call the Dan Kingma. Let's see if he does it here with the free throw. Puts it on his hip. No, he doesn't. Okay. Kingma always put it on his hip, and then he pretended to shoot the first one with his right hand.
As long as they go in like that, number 2, you can do whatever you want.
That's right. And when Kingma shot free throws for Jackson and now playing for the Huskies, they all went in.
Couldn't say the same for myself, though, Tom.
Here's Kyle to the rack. And 1 for Colby Kyle. He just decided, I got to go in there, and we'll just mix it up here, boys.
For 6'7", he's playing more out on the perimeter. He can go get a bucket under the hoop, but while he glides, has everything moving glides, it's very impressive.
Fouls on Overturf, his 3rd.
And he's got the touch.
He's got the touch at the line. You know, he's a center forward in high school. He'll be a guard at Princeton.
In the screen-setting offense.
The Princeton offense.
Yep.
One of my favorite stories. Former coach Jim Adams of the Snohomish Panthers. I was sitting with him watching a game one night, and I said, Coach, they always talk about it. Tell me about the Princeton offense. He goes, well, first, you go to Princeton. Therefore, you're smarter than everybody else.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh, off of Daniel Sharpen, out of bounds. Couldn't handle it, went to the baseline. The lead is 4 for Monroe on their home floor. Dakota Buing checks in for the Knights. Kamiak dressed in black tonight, the visiting team from Harbor Point. Monroe on their home floor in the shadow of the Twin Rivers Correctional Facility back, about 200 yards straight behind us. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Kamiak. Monroe retains possession with 28 to shoot.
Patrick Olson with 6'4", those long arms. Top of the 1-2-2 zone, and then over there causing a deflection, which is just and playing some good defense right down there too.
Efton Chisholm, kind of a high outside fastball, and he couldn't handle it. Sturgeon couldn't. And Chisholm is kind of blaming himself. Well, it wasn't a great pass. The lead is 4 for Monroe. Value every possession, as every coach that's ever coached has said. Buing back out. Found an opening for a 3-ball, and down it will go for Patrick Olson.
See, if I talk about him so nicely, he comes out there, hits a 3. Now he's got 11 points.
39-38 the score. The lead is 1 for Monroe. Chisholm. Kyle Cole. Chisholm again, down low at the low block. Now they'll go down for short arming. It was Monroe's Spencer Davidson.
Jumped a little bit too far away.
It looked really cool. Didn't go down. How about this one? Won't go down either from the right corner.
Heat check for Mr. Olson.
Olson will not go. And now Cole will. Nobody stepped. Somebody may want to put a hand in his face as he came down, laid it up and in, and a timeout called by the Bearcats. 41-38 Monroe on their home floor with the lead. Third quarter, 3:46 to go. STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
3 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Third quarter at Monroe High School. Westco 4A boys basketball. Tom Lafferty, Alex Foster. Thanks for being with us here on STSPN.com. Monroe leading by 3 on their home floor. Shot good.
Nice shot.
Dakota Buing puts it up and in. That was a 2-ball from about 16 feet away, and the lead is 1, and here's a steal. Buing knocks it away. Goes down. Tuttle, short arms it, no good. Buing grabs the rebound, fouled by, looks like it'll be Sturgeon who got him with the on the arm. That's a good foul. Rather than get the cripple lay-in and give up the lead, make him earn it.
I would have given you all the money in my wallet. Bet you saying Tuttle's going up for that shot right there. I do have no cash in my wallet. We could have figured something out, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Tuttle, he's going to the hoop. He's a scorer. Attack mentality.
Kyle goes to the bench. Cole goes to the bench. The lead is 1 for Monroe. Long inbounds pass here for Kamiak. Tuttle. Buing, not much of a pass there. It's going to be slowed away by Chisholm. Fed forward to Davidson off of his foot and out of bounds. Right back over to Kamiak.
He was thinking about the layup before he even had the ball. Catch the ball, then do your move.
Over in the right corners, they'll work the perimeter here. Kamiak will until it gets to Tuttle, who shoots the 3. He'll get back, reload, up fake, goes down over the right side, and no, offensive foul. Offensive foul is going to be called here on Patrick Olson. Wow.
That was a surprising call. It's one of those things. Where's that little half circle around the bottom of the hoop to help the refs out a little bit? Because right there, it's just a judgment call.
I still contend that should be here in high school basketball as well, that half circle underneath the restraining line. Oh, almost a steal there. Oh, they're going to say it will be knocked out of bounds. It was a disrupted, Mr. Disruptor there.
Is that my guy?
That's your guy, Patrick Olson.
He's everywhere.
Has he moved up your ballot for our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game?
He's slowly moving up there. Now he's on the bench, though. But, hey, be a good team on the bench. Give some high fives, sit down. You're right back in there soon. We're looking even when you're on the bench.
Here's a shot by Olson that won't go. Excuse me, Daniel Sharp missed it. The lead is 1 for Monroe. They have the basketball. We've been stuck at 41-40 for a while. As they'll work it around.
Who's going to take a little bit of a lead here with Colby Kyle sitting on the bench? Who's the offense going to run through?
Sturgeon offensive foul. You know what? I'll tell you what. Todd Weber, Brandon Moe, and Jeff McClellan are consistent on both ends. You lower that shoulder, you're going to get called.
And Colby
Maybe
Kyle,
a little bit of acting there. I don't think that Sturgeon is going to put down his shoulder and
I saw
knock
a little
you
bit of the old chicken wing. I saw a little bit of it.
There wasn't any acting there. I slowed it down and replayed it.
It was a full foul, 41-40. That's going to be 4 personal fouls, though, on Taylor Sturgeon. He has to go to the bench with 2:14 to go in the third.
Solid contributor in the
Tuttle, no. Swiped at there, but grabbed by Colby Kyle. Swinging right side, Rubalcaba. Down low and off the window and in. That is Sam Olson.
The freshman. I love when the freshmen get on the floor. Get some PT in a big game like this.
6'3" Frosch out there. 43-40 the score. Shot that won't go on Kamiak's end. And the young guys bring it. That's Chisholm to Kyle. To the freshman again. One bounce off the glass and in. Rattled it home.
That's his 6th point of the game, too.
Sam Olson. We didn't even know who he was the first quarter. From deep on the junior varsity's roster, wearing number 50 in the varsity game.
All those games of Guess Who are finally paying off for me.
Foul's going to be called. Todd Weber tells us. That's going to be, well, your guy, Sam Olson, picks up the foul. His second personal foul.
It's okay,
6th
Sam.
team foul.
As long as you got 5.
Chisholm goes to the bench. Monroe with 6 team fouls. Kamiak with only 3, so the Knights will be in bonus the rest of the game. Here is Tuttle. Thought about an 18-footer, went to 17, it wouldn't go. Cole with it. Pull-ups, floater, won't go. Kyle there to pick up the trash and put it home.
That ball I thought was going straight out of bounds. Colby Kyle, Inspector Gadget arm, pulled it back in.
Back out to a 7-point lead, 54 seconds to play in the third quarter. Buing, kicked, and it's good! That's a 35-yard field goal there for Colby Kyle. And so it will
Carson Tuttle back to return.
He's actually more accurate than Blair Walsh. Ooh, ouch.
Too soon,
Is that
man.
too soon? Ouch. The inbounds here. 33 to shoot, 44 on the third quarter clock. Tuttle in traffic puts it down for a 2 from 18 feet away.
17 points unofficially for Carson Tuttle.
33 seconds to go. Shot clock dead. Monroe with the lead and a 5-point lead, and they'll play for 1 shot. Isaiah Cole goes over. Thought he was going to camp in the corner there. To Kyle, 21. Give it to Cole again, 16 to shoot.
Kamiak going to a 2-3 zone.
Colby Kyle closed off at the baseline, cross-court pass. They go in the corner, turnaround, swatted out of bounds. McLean Thompson had the ball swatted out of bounds with 6.2 to go. And out of bounds for Cole, baseline. Plenty of time.
Big play right here for Kamiak with the stop, and Monroe trying to extend that lead.
Colby Kyle, way out top side, down to 3, down to 2. Cole knows it, he puts it up. Won't go. We have played 3 quarters of action here at Monroe High School. Our score on their home floor, the Monroe Bearcats 47, the Kamiak Knights 42. You're watching high school basketball on STSPN.com.
You know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Back here on STSPN, our good friend and colleague Steve Willits sending us some updates from another game. Jackson 42 over against Cascade. Cascade only has 36 points. 42-36 Jackson over Cascade.
Here it's 47-42. Monroe with the lead. Kamiak with the basketball and a foul called, and heading to the line will be Patrick Olson. Again, Kamiak won the first meeting between these two teams 58-53. And that was back on Tuesday, January 2nd, so the first game after the Christmas break. And here the second time through with only a few games remaining. 3 regular season games remaining. The foul was called on Sam Olson, his third, 7th team foul, so bonus time the rest of the way for Kamiak. Olson at the line. Did he miss a free throw?
He did miss the free throw, Tom.
He's your guy. He's your boy.
He's everywhere.
Hit the next one.
Unofficial 12 points for Mr. Patrick Olson.
47-43. We're 20 seconds into the final quarter. Cole looking underneath. Goes to Colby Kyle. Back over to Cole. They just work it back to Kyle again. Efton Chisholm the third. Cole open, NBA three.
Huge three by Isaiah Cole.
Buries it from the orange M. And it's out to a 7-point lead. Kamiak's led by as much as 8. Monroe is led by as much as 7 now. And a foul called on the other end. Todd Weber. So we're going to whistle this one here against Kamiak's Daniel Sharp, his third personal foul, only the 4th team foul against Kamiak. Kind of a one-man full court pressure here for the Knights. Easily in the front court comes Monroe. Chisholm, Cole buried one from that exact spot here a moment ago.
Wants
Will he
another
try
one
again? Will he get it? Yes. Not clean, but good. It counts. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor called by the Kamiak Knights. Corey West says, let's talk about it, guys. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Monroe on their home floor up by 10. 6:40 to go in the game. STSPN.com.
I didn't tell him anything.
6 minutes, 40 seconds to play in regulation time, and the Monroe Bearcats have opened up their biggest lead of the game for either team at 10 points.
Isaiah Cole, huge 6-point swing, back-to-back three-pointers. Last one trickled in there. It's still good for 3 points to extend that lead to 10.
Now will Tuttle elect to take the game on his shoulders? Here's one, won't go. And Davidson grabs a rebound for the Bearcats. You know, they can afford to take just a little time with a 10-point lead.
Get a good shot. Use a little bit of the shot clock. He wants another one.
Will he get it? No. Front iron swatted away by Kyle. They're going to call Kyle for climbing the frame. And we're going to have a 1-and-1 call off the miss. Oh, but they're going to get Olson with the foul, though. Boy, Colby Kyle went up and kind of pushed off to go up there and kind of volleyball those ball out of there.
Huge for Kamiak. Stops the clock, gives them opportunity to get 1 or 2 points.
Landon Overturf at the line. Olson with the foul, his 4th. Free throw won't go, but Kamiak gets it back as they retrieve the basketball. Tuttle, kind of a zone defense here, down low, Sharp, swatted from front, swatted from behind. It's like 2 half, and then Chisholm will go down, like 2 half block shots there. Probably Colby Kyle gets it on the stat sheet.
He can get up for a young fella.
Landon Overturf picks up the foul, his 4th personal. We're going to start losing players. Overturf playing with 4. Olson just went to the bench. He's got 4 for Monroe. Bearcats have it, leading by 10. Davidson, Kyle, spins it out to Chisholm, who shoots a 3, rattles off, no. We're going to have a foul called. Todd Weber made the call from down here on Highway 522 for an underneath call. And he's looking over. I think he just got somebody said from the Bearcats didn't like his call from Highway 522.
On Mr. Colby Kyle.
Kyle with his 3rd. And free throw here for Daniel Sharp. Still a 10-point lead, 53-43.
Oh man, Kamiak,
Nope.
got to get these. These are good opportunities with the clock stop. Cut this into this 10-point lead.
Couldn't do it. Davidson, give it to Kyle, 2-handed flush, and they say no. Blocking foul is going to call before. Look cool.
Really cool. Way cooler than me.
You don't have that kind of hops?
Oh, no way. My ACL's just hurting right now. Think about it, the Achilles.
And he wound up. He gave her a good rip.
He wanted that student section to come out here on the floor.
So the other night, the game at Glacier Peak, Jackson Glacier Peak, they called a technical foul for hanging on the rim. And
really?
Yeah, and you can do it in college, you can do it in the NBA. In high school, you give that extra little pull up, that extra little swing without saving yourself.
Yeah.
No, we're going to give you a little tee box here. It really looked cool. It was a great. So out of bounds, Monroe. Kyle. Chisholm, no. How about over there? Yes, Sturgeon makes it a 13-point lead for Monroe, their biggest lead of the game. Answering on the other end, no. Tuttle can't get it to go. And a foul is going to be called. Foul will be whistled here. I think it's going to be off the rebound. It's going to be against Kamiak, and Monroe's going to the free throw line, and Daniel Sharp picks up the foul. That is numero 5-0. And Daniel Sharp just fouled out of the ball game. Dakota Buing checks in. So the first of our foul outs will happen because we're going to have more in this next 5-12.
For the second half, Carson Tuttle, a lot of his shots have been contested. That's how you stop a score. You're not going to say, hey, you're not scoring today. Every shot, hand in your face. That's how you stop a scorer just like that.
Efton Chisholm, the 3rd at the free throw line, hits the first free throw. Seems like all of his shots, they're not clean, but they drop in. How about this one? No, that one pops out. It won't go. And here comes Kamiak. Tuttle. No help on the defense on the other. He had no teammates below the line.
Another tough shot, though. Got a foul call, but
yeah,
very tough shot for Mr. Tuttle.
So he's going to earn him at the line. It's a 14-point lead, 57-43.
4th foul on Efton Chisholm, the 3rd.
And Tuttle will be at the free throw line. First one will go. 5:06 to play. And he will get another. Kamiak. Tuesday they play Glacier Peak at home. Then Mount Vernon and Jackson to round out the regular season.
Let's see if Kamiak's press can ignite a little bit of a spark.
Not so far. Here's Davidson. easily broken the press is, and then Chisholm found Davidson for the bucket, and it's 59-45, back to a 14-point lead. Sturgeon overplaying the defense, knocks the ball out of bounds.
Active hands.
And that allows Monroe's defense to get back and set up the 2-3 zone. Tuttle to Buing, back to Tuttle. Looking for a screen, he gets one, and then Kyle steps out on him, so it not allow him to take a three. And here's a steal. Cole gets it.
Bring down the house.
Here you go.
Oh!
There you go. Cole knew it from the time he got because he saw him out of his corner of his eye. Colby's coming down with me, and here we go, boys.
You got a little peanut butter because I got the jam right there.
61-45. 16-point lead. You get the Colby. But you know what? Isaiah Cole set up that entire play.
With a nice steal off the top of the 2-3 zone.
And Colby Kyle will be the first to tell you that. He says, I don't get that without Isaiah there. Here's Tuttle. Tries to quiet the crowd a little bit, and Kamiak will call a timeout with 4:09 to play in the game. 61-47. Monroe leading Kamiak. You're watching high school basketball on STSPN.com. Beautiful aerial coverage here of Monroe High School. It's dark now. That's not real. That's not live.
I was about to say.
That's not live, Alex. It's okay. Or else those lights from over at the prison really light things up.
Great timeout by Kamiak head coach Corey West right there. Settle down the momentum from the big dunk right there. Nice 2-point bucket by Tuttle. Set the defense.
So here we go. Monroe, Sturgeon, hand check foul is going to be called. Overturf will pick up the foul. That's his 5th personal foul, so that's a couple of players we've lost to fouls so far.
Those are the big guys who've been battling down in the post with Mr. Colby Kyle and Spencer Davidson too.
And Taylor Sturgeon at the line for Monroe. And the free throw won't go. Kamiak brings it up. They got to hurry now. Buing. Tough defense by Monroe tonight. Here's Tuttle, shoots and hits from 13 feet away.
Unofficial 23rd point for Carson Tuttle.
But Monroe on their home floor has the lead by 12. And we're going to have a timeout quickly called here by Monroe Bearcats. Ben Williams says, let's talk about it. And we'll take a break. 3:40 to play in the game. 61-49. Monroe with the lead. STSPN.com. .40 to play. And Monroe with the basketball and the lead on their home floor. The world's largest band behind us tonight. Here's Sturgeon, partially a block there. Colby Kyle says, that's okay, I'll just pick it up. Thank you very much, and slams it home. 63-49.
I like another adjective for him, springy.
He's springy and a glider. How about a three on the other end? Answering for the Kamiak Knights is Patrick Olson.
Patrick Olson with his 15th point on that three. That's a walk.
Chisholm commits the turnover, turned and headed up the floor a little early.
And sorry, Tom. With that dunk by Colby Kyle, that was his unofficial, by my tracking, 30th point of the ball game tonight.
So he's in your running for our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game?
He's definitely up there for sure. Hard to go unnoticed.
Kamiak. Tuttle can't decide. Am I going to shoot or am I going to drive? He drives. He puts it up. Skies it. No good. Davidson. Spencer Davidson's had a good game too.
A little bit. He had a couple of turnovers down there, but really picked it up in the second half. I do agree with that, Tom.
Defensive pressure too.
Exactly.
A couple of steals.
Another long body out there too for the Monroe 2-3 defense.
And Spencer Davidson, he's a senior. Cole, the senior. And of course, Colby Kyle heading to Princeton.
Always nice when you have the senior laden roster.
Hand check foul is going to be called. Jordan Meyer picks up the foul. And it'll be Colby Kyle going to the free throw line with 2:36 to play. Jordan Meyer, his first personal foul. Both teams now into the double bonus. And Kyle, is that 31?
Yes. As soon as I put the mark down, yes.
just double checking,
yes.
Right?
Had to go get the abacus out of the car in the back.
So here's another one for Colby. No good. Carson Tuttle. Not sure that his teammates knew who the ball was going to, but it was knocked out of bounds by Monroe. Dakota Buing couldn't handle it. But Tuttle will throw it in. I've just really been impressed by Monroe's defense on Carson Tuttle.
Me too.
Now they're a little late to get out there because if you don't play defense on him, he's going to do that. As a timeout called here by the Kamiak Knights. And you can see what the coaching staff and the recruiting folks like down at Texas A&M Commerce.
He can fill it up. He's really quick stroke too. Has a very good elevation on the jumper, shoots it at a high release. And when you're that quick and you have that good of ball handling skills, you can go far away. You can go very far away.
And Colby Kyle, talking about him, what have we used? Glider.
Springy.
And springy.
Every word that I got wrong on the SAT.
So he's had a great game tonight. Another 2 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Again, Kamiak takes on Glacier Peak. Tough game coming up on Tuesday. That'll be at home for Kamiak. The Monroe Bearcats play Mount Vernon.
Who's in your running for the player of the game?
I think you have to go with Colby Kyle.
I think you're up there. You're on the right track for sure.
Well, when you lead all scorers, when you have, does he have half their points?
Almost. 1 point away.
1 point away from half their points.
Taylor Sturgeon, 10 unofficial points.
A couple of highlight dunks. The best dunk was the...
right on cue.
There you go, Taylor Sturgeon.
Big bucket right there.
That's Tuttle, measures and fires. It rattles out. He's tough luck shooting tonight, especially here in the second half. Dakota Buing. Long outside shot that will not go.
By Charlie Powers.
Charlie Powers in there. A little outside shot. It won't go. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. And the lead is 11 points. Not quite out of the woods yet. This possession could do it. And a foul is going to be called. Isaiah Cole kind of looked right straight in the eyes of the guy that fouled him, Patrick Olson, and then they just kind of laughed. Like, hey, dude, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. For Monroe coach Ben Williams, it must be nice having a senior point guard like Isaiah Cole leading the offense, 2 clutch threes to kind of make that lead go from 3 to 6 or 3 to 9 very quickly too. Must be nice.
First free throw good for Isaiah Cole.
He's in my running too for player of the game.
Next free throw good and a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break with 1:38 to play in the game. 68-55, 13-point lead for Monroe. You're watching high school basketball on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
(68-55) with 1:38 to go in the basketball game here on a Friday night. They're out in force here tonight at Monroe High School.
As the kids say, it's pretty lit. I'm on that pop culture game.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. How do you like? Don't you like the? Let's get a shot of the Bearcat coming through the wall. We need to get a shot of that. Don't you like the graphics here?
I'm impressed by the high school, Tom.
Is that nice?
This is my first time being here in this gymnasium. Very impressed by the turnout by the fans too, and the overall gym.
Back underway. Tuttle splits the defense, put it up, won't go. He spent a little time on the floor tonight, and the shots just haven't gone.
He's got the ball like a yo-yo, and he's dribbling that thing. It's right next to him. He can get, if he wants it, he can go get it.
So McLean Thompson picks up the foul. No, excuse me. The foul's on Spencer Davidson, his first. First free throw good for Tuttle. What do you have for him?
Is that 27?
It's your writing. I don't know. Chicken scratches.
27 points for Mr. Carson Tuttle. 28.
28 points. He'll be the second leading scorer unless he gets another. As Colby Kyle, the man with the ball now, has 31. Sturgeon in the corner. Oh, stripped, but a foul. Dakota Buing thought he got it cleanly. And Todd Weber says not so much. And that'll be Taylor Sturgeon at the free throw line. The junior will be there. As we mentioned in the pregame, though, no one's going to catch Glacier Peak. Now with they've moved up now to the number 12 in the RPI rankings. Glacier Peak, the highest ranked team in the Western Conference. Interestingly, at 14-1, and there are 6 teams above them who have 4 losses that are higher in the RPI because their opponent winning percentage is only .43.
Really, that's a lot of numbers for me after my old Tuttle counting points, everything.
Well, that's how they do it. You have the opponent winning percentage, and then you have your opponent's winning percentage. And that's how it's figured out in the RPI. And so all the teams, Glacier Peak, there's a timeout on the floor, by the way. Glacier Peak has non-league wins over Snohomish. They're not good. Ballard, not good. A couple of other teams. They did lose to Union, who's really good.
Really good.
And all those teams down in the Southwest, the Unions and the Camises, all have higher RPIs because they're
wins against each other and everything like that. That makes sense.
Because really the in-league games, they don't really help you because you lose to one, then the other one lost, so you've already played. So it's just a matter of where you end up at the end.
Exactly. So. The Glacier Peak, the 10-0 in league play does definitely help, but I like the Monroe Bearcats too. This is a big win on the home floor against a great Kamiak Knights team. There is still time though.
Well, there's time in this one. It's an 11-point lead with 1:15 to go. Monroe at 8-2. 13-3 overall. Kamiak at 7-3. So 1 game back. So they're going to be 2 games back with 3 games to play. And Glacier Peak on the horizon on Tuesday. Here's Isaiah Cole. Dribble through traffic. Buing didn't have any choice but to just reach out and grab hold. And then Isaiah Cole will go to the free throw line with 1:10 to go and an 11-point lead. So we're going to go with Colby Kyle. We want to talk to the young man that's on his way to Princeton.
For the Speedway Chevrolet player of the game?
Because you went to the Princeton of the Palouse, didn't you?
Yes, you could say that. You could say something along those lines, for sure. He'd probably help our basketball program out.
Now.
And yesterday.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a Tuttle. A little spin move there. Get right back to Tuttle. Behind the back. Lost Sturgeon. He goes down to the Tuttle again on the floor. The ball won't go, and Sturgeon called for the foul. And they're going to say 3 shots coming up here for Carson Tuttle. So hold on a minute.
Coach Ben Williams not happy with the call.
Coach Ben, don't call me Steve Kerr Williams.
That's really good, actually.
Right? Doesn't
just
look
like him.
Here's Carson Tuttle. First one good. The foul was on Spencer Davidson, his second. Both teams in the double bonus.
They're talking about where they're some dinner plans and
where are they stopping afterwards?
Exactly.
I've been on a few. Now that, they're correcting the foul. Oh, they're going to give it to I thought it was Sturgeon. But then they put up 10 on the board. That's his 5th personal foul. So Sturgeon goes to the bench.
I've been waiting to say this name. Luis Rubalcaba.
Rubalcaba.
You've said it a few times, but I wanted to join the party.
There you go. Timeout on the floor. We'll step out. 57.7 to go. 71-60 Monroe. The STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
So we're going to talk to Colby Kyle, our Speedway Chevrolet player of the game here, coming up after the contest. 71-60. But Stranger, 11 points and a minute to go, less than a minute to go. Probably not going to happen. But a 3-ball, a steal, a 3-ball, you suddenly got yourself a ball game. And Carson Tuttle is very, very capable of doing that. One more attempt here, so pulls it to within 10. So one more goes in, it's 9. That's three possessions, 3 threes. In 60 seconds? Oh, yeah.
It can happen. Set up the press.
Pressure. Will they go for the steal here? They got to throw the ball in first. That's Cole. They do get it in, still in backcourt. And a foul. Couldn't get the steal, so they go for an immediate foul here.
Now it comes if you can hit your free throws.
And Monroe's been struggling tonight. And coach is saying, rather than all hang back, let's get one guy in there to mix it up a little bit, try to grab a rebound, especially since Efton, I think, has had a tougher time tonight. He says, here's your tougher time. Nothing but twine on that one. Makes it a 10-point lead. That will just about do it then.
Clutch 2 free throws.
There's a long 3 that won't go from way outside. And then kept alive, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be turned back over to the Monroe Bearcats.
Great hustle, though, by Dakota Buing. I actually thought when he went behind the back with it, it hit off Isaiah Cole's back, too. But that's why I'm up here in the booth. Or stand.
We never miss a call here from 35 yards away from the playing surface. Here's Isaiah Cole. Swing it over for a soft lay-in rather than a slam for Davidson.
Davidson wanted that slam, too.
Yeah, he did. But I think he thought, well, you know what? Colby's our slam guy. I'll just go in and lay it in and make sure it goes in. And the foul is going to be on Efton Chisholm. He just couldn't stay in. He just had to pick up that 5th personal, and he'll go to the bench.
Great job, though, tonight by Mr. Efton Chisholm.
Coming up on Tuesday, Shorecrest and Snohomish here on STSPN.com. On Wednesday, on the girls' side, Kamiak and Glacier Peak. Thursday, Monroe and Glacier Peak. And then next Friday, Lake Stevens and Jackson. That's all coming your way. That Lake Stevens-Jackson game on the girls' side next Friday night. Then we got district wrestling on the 3rd, Saturday the 3rd from Glacier Peak High School. Carson Tuttle at the line. So lots of sports action coming your way on your home for high school sports, STSPN.com. Free throw's good, but the lead is 12, and Corey West says, let's take Carson out of here and let the young guys play. With just a half a minute to go, they're not going to, I'm guessing, take a bunch of fouls, and this ball game will draw to a conclusion after only scoring 9 points in the first quarter. Monroe comes back and they score 70. Did you think we were going to get to 75-63?
No way. No way after it was 7-7 and 9-9. I thought we were playing football.
Down to 11 seconds to go.
Great effort, though, by this Kamiak Knights team. Those 2 3-pointers by Isaiah Cole.
Yeah. And there you go. Standing ovation from the Monroe Bearcat faithful, and they win it. Final score of 75-63. We will take a break, come back and talk with our player of the game, and that'll be Colby Kyle coming up next. You're watching high school basketball on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
See you next week. Wherever you may be traveling tonight, we hope you get there very, very safely. Have a great weekend.
That way you can get you with the camera, so you can say they can see your pretty face. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
We'll come out. Here we go. Right back. 75-63 the final. The Monroe Bearcats beat the Kamiak Knights tonight. Our player of the game, Colby Kyle, is with us. So when you guys scored 9 points in the first quarter, did you think you were going to score 75 tonight?
We started off slow, and that kind of tends to be what happens with this season. And coach kind of got on us after that first quarter to come out and be lively. And I think we just kind of came up to that challenge and really focused in on it to play with more energy so we could get more points up on the board.
And where does the energy start? Where does that come from?
I think just with our communication, just talking, it's really hard to not play with a lot of energy when we're all talking. And that's kind of been a focal point in our practices, is to communicate. So we've really been focusing on that, and we did it tonight in the second quarter. That really helped us.
Colby, I have you listed here at 6'7". I saw you down in the paint, on the wing, playing point guard a little bit, dribble a little bit. What would you consider yourself your position-wise? You did a little bit of everything.
Well, more so in high school, I played more in the post just because they need me to. But on my AAU team, we had a kind of a thicker kid, so we kind of stuck him in the paint, and I got to play on the wing a little bit to develop me more as a wing. And I think moving on, that's what I'm going to be playing more maybe a small ball 4, more so out on the wing. Just kind of a versatile player that you can stick anywhere and get it done.
Tell me about the decision to go to Princeton.
It was a really tough one. I was split for a really long time, and then
between
Princeton and Dartmouth. So I went.
That was you, Alex, right?
No, I was a little bit different.
Okay.
Just really, the guys at Princeton, the team, the players were just fantastic, really welcoming. It felt like I had been a part of the team already. And then
who's the head coach?
Mitch Henderson.
Okay.
Fantastic. I'm so excited to play for him. But just in the history Princeton has, and just obviously the education you can get there in your 4 years while still playing high brand of basketball. Even though they're a mid-major, they compete with some high-major teams.
They're good.
we thought one of the keys to the game when Isaiah hit those 2 threes.
Oh, when he's on, he's on. There's just no stopping him, and he can hit those shots, and we all know he can. So we can hit him in rhythm, and he's open. Even with a hand, he can still hit him.
And talk about Isaiah a little more, because probably your best dunk tonight didn't count because there was a foul call, but he fed you the ball too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no, that was actually Spencer.
Was that Spencer? Okay.
He fed it to me on the first one that I had.
What's it like to dunk, man? I couldn't even imagine.
Are you always looking for the dunk, or is it just like special occasions?
More so just getting points up on the board. Dunks just add a little bit of flavor to it, momentum for the team. It can be easier, but there's some times where putting it up off the glass is easier as well.
And this was a big game tonight too, wasn't it? You
really
want
pivotal.
That?
Yes.
Glacier Peak's probably going to win the league.
I think we can get him.
You think so?
Yep.
Before the end of the season, 3 games left?
Yeah, I think we got him.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I love it. I love the comments. But hey, the number 2 seed though for the bye going to the semifinals. That's
really
that's
important.
A huge.
That was a goal of ours to make sure we can get that seed, and instead of going and playing at Everett or playing in the first round, we can go and watch in the first round.
Right. Well, congratulations. Good job tonight.
Thank you very much.
We're going to get a picture of you here, and we'll hold up the shirt from our Speedway Chevrolet player of the game, Colby Kyle. 75-63 the final. The Monroe Bearcats win it over the Kamiak Knights. And what did we have unofficially for our player of the game?
Unofficially for my chicken scratch, I had 31 points for Mr. Colby Kyle.
Did you have 31?
I don't keep track. I just play.
You really don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Never been that.
There you go. I like your style, though. I like your style.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go. That's our player of the game, Colby Kyle. 75-63 the final. Monroe beats Kamiak. Thanks for being with us here on STSPN.com. For Alex Clausius, I'm Tom Lafferty. Good night, everybody.